reportedly just approving a bailout of its pension plan. Reports saying pensions are underfunded by as much as $3 trillion nationwide. Republican Congressman Devin Nunes pushing for more transparency so taxpayers are aware of exactly what is going on with these pensions. Congressman, thanks for joining us. Will, though, the transparency that you're trying to get solve the problem?
Well, Brian, Happy New Year's to you, and thanks for having me on today. Really, this proves my point that this must be done for all of America, because for the Pittsburgh City Council to be meeting very unusually on New Year's Eve to basically say that their pensions are broke and having to pass the buck off, I think, to the state is what they're doing. This proves the point that everyone in America needs to know what is it exactly that we owe our public employees.
Yeah, as you're saying, Pittsburgh, just they're 29% funded in their pension. They need 50% to avoid a state takeover. Listen, many cities in your state are in bad shape. Vallejo, California, filing basically for bankruptcy a short while ago, a couple years ago. How do we avoid more bankruptcies, or are they inevitable?
Well, in fact, the rumor is that Jerry Brown, the new governor, who's the old governor back again, he is going to call for a special election in June to basically put a tax increase on the ballot, and that's just to try to balance the budget, which in fact that won't do. So if you take the state level on down to the local level, at every level of government in California, if their city leaders have not done their job, they're most likely broke, and they may not know it because of what they owe to their public employees in these defined, what are called, a technical term is defined benefit. And that's why they say when they're only 29% funded. I think this is the case across most local and state governments. And this is why what will happen is they'll come to the federal government. So the bill that I'm pushing, that I think we can move through the Congress next year, will say, number one, no bailouts. No bailouts. Don't come to the feds looking for a bailout. And number two, let's post all this information online so that all Americans have access to know exactly how underfunded these pension programs are.
Congressman, Illinois' governor just passed a law that even the Democratic mayor of Chicago said will increase property taxes in Chicago by as much as 60% to cover the pensions. All right? We can pass new taxes. We can add transparency. But at the end of the day, unless you cut the obligations, you're going to have to raise taxes to a point where the public will rebel.
Right. And part of the problem that we have today, Brian, is we don't know what the truly unfunded liabilities are. So some people estimate them at $1 trillion. Most of the unions say, it's only $1 trillion, which is ridiculous in and of itself to say only $1 trillion. Some people say that it could be $5, $6, $7, $8 trillion. The fact is that we need to know exactly what the number is. We can't make decisions at any level of government if we don't know what the true undisclosed benefit is or liability is for these benefits. So, you know, the people that should be demanding this the most are the public employees themselves, because they're the ones that are making plans who most likely in 5, 10, 15 years are what they've been promised they may not receive.
Congressman Devin Nunes, thank you very much for joining us, sir. Have a happy New Year.
Same to you, Brian.
Take care.
Thank you.